Okay, guys, I am sorry that we didn't meet up today. Sorry about my Wi-Fi, but I did want to make a little video, just something for Maverick to watch to help him get started on that math test until tomorrow. And I thought we could just go through a couple of examples. I'm going to start with number 1. We've got x squared plus 12x plus 27. Okay, keep in mind that this is not set to equal, so we're only just going to factor it. We're not going to solve for x. So we're going to set up our factoring. We know that x squared is pretty easy to factor, so I'm going to put 1 in each section. Our next step is to take our third term, and we're going to factor it, and we're looking for two numbers that will multiply to equal a positive 27 and that I can combine to equal a positive 12. All right, so I'm just going to start by making a list of all of my multiples of 27. 2 won't go in, but 3 will, 9 times. And 3 plus 9 will give me 12. So I'm going to go ahead and add them in. And then you're pretty much done. You just want to do a quick check using FOIL so that you can confirm that this is the correct answer. So first will be x squared. Outside will be 9x. Inside will be 3x. And the last numbers will be 3 times 9. That gives me 27. All I need to do after that is simplify, and I'll have x squared plus 12x plus 27. Now this matches here, so my answer, which I will box, is correct. Now there was a second piece that we were talking about, and that is when the numbers get a little bigger and we want to take a different look at them. Okay, so I would like to do number, let me find a hard one. You know what, let's take a look at number 12, okay? So in number 12, I have 8x squared plus 49x plus 45. Now when we're looking at these trinomials, we want to kind of see if there's anything that we can factor out. In this case, we cannot. They don't have any numbers in common. And so we're going to leave those alone for now, and we're going to move on to our second trick. Now, the next thing we would want to do is take factors of 45 and see if any of them would equal 49. And because the largest factors of 45 are going to be 1 and 45, I don't see that happening. So I'm going to move on to trick number 2. All right. Step 1 of that is to take the first term and the third term and multiply them. So in this case, we've got 8 times 45. And that's going to equal 40, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So 360. I will now rewrite my equation. So I've used the 8. I'm going to get rid of that and make an x squared. My middle number will stay the same, but I'm going to substitute my new number in for that third term. So I rewrote with new first and third terms. All right, so step number 3, we're going to factor. And let me get that started here. So I'm going to be taking the 360, and now I'm going to be looking for two numbers that will multiply to equal 360, but that I can add or combine that will equal 49. All right, so let's start making a list of factors of 360. Now, before we start worrying about big numbers, I just want to remind you, any number that ends in a 0 is pretty easy to work with. So I'm going to focus on 36. For instance, 2 will go into 36 18 times. Okay, I know 3 will go in to 36, and it, whoops, but I have to add my 0. I almost forgot to do that, didn't I? All right, 3 will go into 36. 1, 2, add your 0. 3 times 120. Now, I could look at some other things like 36 times 10, right? If I wanted to kind of jump ahead. What else? Let me take a look at 4 will go in times 90. 5 will go in times 72 times. 6 times 60. 7's not going to work. 8 will not work. I don't think. 8 times 4 is 32 with 40 left over. Oh, 8 will work. 8 times will go into 36 4 times. That'd be 4 left over. 8 goes into 45 times. So 8 and 45. And then, of course, there's 9 and we'll go in 4 times, 40 times. Oh, 40 and 9. So it took me a while, but I finally got it. There it is down at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to do my new factoring. Let me move out my x's. And I have a positive 9 and a positive 40, which will add to give me 49. So I've got plus 4, plus 9, plus 40. Now we're not through, okay? That factoring took up a lot of room. I'm going to erase some of it because we still have to account for that first step we took to make our shortcut. So what I'm going to do next, after I've done my factoring, is I'm going to take the original first term, and it's going to become a denominator in my factors. All right, so that is going to look like this. So I started originally with an 8x squared, so I'm going to use my 8 now as a denominator in my fractions. And I will then simplify or reduce, however you want to think about it. Okay, so 9/8. 8 will go into 9 one time, but we don't want to look at any kind of improper fraction. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite this one. And 8 will divide into 40 5 times. So I'm going to rewrite this one as x plus 5. Now, we don't like the look of this, but the good news is that I can take this denominator and move it right up front. So I'm going to rewrite now as, whoops, can't seem to write the right numbers today, 8x plus 9, and it'll be times x plus 5. Now, of course, you know I'm going to ask you to check your answer, but first let me write down step 6, and that was to move denominators to the front of the first term. Denominator to front of first term. Okay, and then we will check. So FOIL, of course, first would be 8x squared. Outside would be a plus 40x. Inside would be 9x, and last would be 45. Then we'll simplify, and we can see that these will be a 49x. Drop the rest, and it's a match. This one, and all the way up here. I know it looks really long, but when you start guessing at these things, it takes a lot of time and a lot of space. I'm going to go ahead and box my answer right here because I want my math teacher to find it. Okay. Anyway, so I just wanted to walk you through that. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I am going to go and get my kids, but I will see you guys tomorrow at 3 o'clock. God willing, the internet works. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.